Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mrs. Swifty and today we're doing another Planet Zoo video. This is the promised Capuchin habitat build video that I mentioned in my last video with the red pandas. I have already done this habitat, but I decided to completely redo it because I just, after doing the red panda one, which I'm really proud of, I think it looks great, I just felt that it just wasn't good enough. It wasn't up to standard, so we decided to redo it. And this time, instead of before, part of the enclosure was part of the path was in the enclosure and part of the path was not in the enclosure. This time the entire path is inside the enclosure. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I didn't have to do any weird custom doors this time. We just used the guest entrance. I was going to say customer entrance, that's not right. The guest entrance gate into the habitat, because the Capuchin monkeys, you can have your guests inside the habitat with the monkeys. So yeah, I'm really proud of how this turned out. I think it came out really well. There's a really long section here of me building the fence. It took me forever to build the fence. It's a completely custom fence made with climbable logs and rope. So the monkeys climb on it loads, which is great, but it took me forever to make. So I had this sort of section that I was able to repeat on all the stairs parts, but all the flat parts of the path I had to custom make it, and it took a very long time. So I hope that won't be too boring for you, but yeah, I'm really excited to be doing another Planet Zoo build video. I have got another couple planned in the works. I'm going to be doing a Bengal tiger habitat, and I'm going to be doing a West African lion habitat, and probably a Nile monitor habitat as well. But if you guys have any suggestions, if you want me to build you a habitat, if you have any animals that is your favourite animal, or you just want me to build that animal, an enclosure for that animal in this zoo, then please do. This is our dedication zoo, which means that all of the exhibits in here will be dedicated to somebody. So if you want me to build you a habitat, please just comment down below and let me know what animal you'd like me to do. And if you have any ideas for what kind of habitat would be as well, if you have any kooky crazy exhibit ideas, then please let me know. I love that sort of thing. I love kind of being creative and coming up with different themes for different habitats and things like that. So yeah, I really hope you're enjoying these videos. If you want to see more Planet Zoo videos, do comment down below and let me know that you are really enjoying these, or give it a like as well, and so I know that you guys like it and I can make more of these. So I know obviously most of the time I'm doing Sims videos on this channel, but I do also play quite a bit of Planet Zoo, so it's nice to have a bit of variety on the channel. Although I am quite excited to get back to our Black Widow challenge soon, because we've got our little baby Gertrude now as part of the challenge. So our next episode we are going to be getting rid of Uki, so that's quite exciting. Trying to figure out how we're gonna bring about his death, so that's a bit of fun. If you don't know, that's the Black Widow challenge that we're doing in The Sims 4, where our sim Mindy has to marry and then be widowed to 10 sims. We're on sim number 6 now, I think, so we're getting there, and she recently had a little baby girl, so yeah, it's a bit morbid, but it's just a bit of fun really. So obviously Sims don't really feel pain, so yeah, if you want to check that out, then all the links will be on my channel. I might even link it down below for this video. But yeah, you can see, like I said, all these fences took me a very long time, but I do like that the Capuchin monkeys will actually like run along them. It's a little bit glitchy, or you know, it's not perfect. Obviously the animations in this game aren't perfect, so the monkeys will kind of like walk through the logs. They'll walk along the rope but kind of through the logs, which is fine. You just kind of have to suspend your imagination a little bit. But yeah, they're very cute little monkeys in this game, and they do love to kind of climb along. Their favourite part of the habitat actually is these fences that they just run along. So yeah, I really wanted to kind of have the idea that the guests are sort of up in the trees with the monkeys. So we've got like 2 different heights of path here. Obviously this is the top part, and up here we're actually going to build like a sort of sleeping platform in one of the trees for the monkeys to sleep on, and I'll put some toys there as well, so it's quite a good viewing platform for seeing the monkeys for the guests. yeah, so I tried to put stuff like at each level and at each part so that the guests would be like likely to actually use all of the path, and actually that seems to be the case. The guests seem to move around quite well with there's lots of monkeys in here, so there's lots to see, and like I say, I space out the activities and everything. So here we're making a little climbing frame area. I tried to connect most of the trees, certainly the ones that are closest to the path are sort of all connected so that the monkeys can climb along them, and you know, I just thought it'd be fun. Like you can imagine that you're walking along the path underneath and it's just monkeys climbing along the ropes and things above you, so I thought that would be really cool. It reminds me actually of the lemur habitat at Paynton Zoo in Devon, which is one of my husband's favourite places to go. We've been a few times now, and they have this lemur habitat that is like a walk-through habitat, and they have a sort of rope bridge, and when the lemurs are out, when they're out playing and stuff, they just sort of like run along all the fences and along the little bridge, and there's lots of kind of things for them to play with, and it's just a really nice habitat. Like you can kind of see them quite up close and get to see them kind of playing with each other and socializing with each other, and yeah, so that partly inspired this build actually, just with the walkthrough nature of it and having kind of things for them to do that will be close to the guests. The guests can enjoy seeing them. So here we're going to make a little tunnel type thing. The monkeys can access some of this part but not all of it. For some reason these bracelet rings are not climbable, so I put the rope between them to make it into like a tunnel type area, and they will climb on the rope but they won't climb on the rings, I think. So yeah, I just thought that was quite another nice little thing that you can imagine them playing with. You can imagine it kind of swinging a little bit and they can kind of climb along it. Yeah. We do love Paynton Zoo. Is a fantastic zoo if you haven't ever been and you're heading to Devon. Obviously not at the moment because everybody is at home, but when we're finally allowed to go on holiday or go out again, and if you're thinking of going to Devon, then I highly recommend going to Paynton. It's a lovely zoo and they've got some really lovely animals there. I think Duchess is still there, I think, is their elephant. I'm not sure if she's an Indian elephant or an African elephant. I want to say Indian, but I'm not 100% sure. So she's there by herself now. She did have, I don't think family members, I think just other elephants that lived there with her, but she's the last one there now. And she's a nice, lovely older elephant, and I think the story is that she's not like 100% well. She's either blind or deaf or something like that. She's quite old, so rather than moving her to another zoo where there'll be other elephants for her to socialise with, they decided to keep her where she is because she's quite happy there, and obviously if she's not 100% well, it might not be good for her to move. So yeah, shout out to Duchess. I could do an elephant habitat for this zoo actually. If anybody wants me to do them an elephant habitat, let me know in the comments down below. So here I'm going to be building a tree house. I thought that would be a bit of fun for the monkeys to play with. So we make a little ladder for them to get up to the tree house. And I kind of vaguely imagine that, you know, obviously it doesn't really function that way in the game, but I imagine that the keepers could come up this ladder as well to clean out the tree house as well. So there's lots of like access points for the monkeys to get up onto the path. I didn't have the same problem as I had in the last Capuchin monkey habitat that I built, where I was really struggling to get them to be able to go onto the path. This one, partly because I used a custom fence that's climbable, but also because of the way it's laid out, obviously they can just climb up the path because the path begins at the ground in their habitat. But I didn't have any problems getting them onto the path, so it's really nice that like the guests are walking along and there's just like these little monkeys like running around by their feet or whatever. So I thought that was really cute. So yeah, we make them a nice big tree house. I kind of put this in as well as like a private space for them because obviously it's a very busy habitat. There'll be a lot of guests in here, so I wanted them to be able to have somewhere they could go that the guests wouldn't necessarily be able to see them very well, and they could just kind of get away from the hubbub of the rest of the people in the enclosure. So they don't seem to use it loads. Some of the monkeys use it, not all of them. But yeah, I just thought it would be quite a nice little area. Put a little heater up there as well, so if it gets cold then they got somewhere to go that's a bit warmer. I put some little supports underneath just to make it look a bit more realistic. It's not just like a random box on a tree that's actually being held up by something. So, and they do climb up here. They enjoy kind of the space up here. So I put bedding in this section in the treehouse, and then like I said, I put a platform up by the highest piece of path as well, and we put bedding there. So they kind of got a few different options for where they want to sleep, which I thought was quite nice. So now we're doing the foliage. We're going to put in a bunch of bushes and trees, make the habitat look lovely and lush, because obviously capuchin monkeys are they're native to the jungle. Or the rainforest? Yes, yeah. So we had to make it nice and lush for them. This was my first attempt to build a platform. I think I must have put the log, it must have been not quite flat because it ended up being really uneven, so I started again. It didn't take me very long. I used the sort of symmetry thing, but instead of putting it up against the tree, I put it on the floor and then I rotated it, so make sure it was definitely completely horizontal, completely flat. So yeah, they like to climb on this area, and like I say, I put a few different things for them to play with. I wanted to put some like actual flooring underneath because obviously there's quite big gaps there, so we put this, and then we also put some art shapes around as well underneath, just to make sure that they can, not going to fall down through the gaps. Obviously they're monkeys, so they're not really going to fall down, but just to make it look a bit more intentional. These pieces were not quite perfect, but they worked okay, especially when I made them brown. You kind of couldn't tell that it wasn't like a perfect circle. So we're just making their little ladder piece so they can get up onto this platform from the path. I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, this would be a very cool habitat to come and visit, I think. So I think the guests will be happy. So far we've had an Asian animal, and we've had this South American animal. The Bengal tiger is also Asian, I think. He's from like India type habitat, and obviously the West African lions are from West Africa, so that'd be an African habitat. But let me know if you want me to do an aquatic build. I'd be happy to do a penguin build. If you want me to build your penguin habitat, please let me know. Like I say, I'd love to have requests and I can build you a nice habitat for whatever animals you like. There's lots of different animals in the game, so even if the one that you want isn't in the game, I'm sure there'll be something similar, so do let me know. I don't want to keep going on about that, but I'd love to have some suggestions. So we're putting in the water pipes now. I put a few of them around. Like I say, there are a lot of monkeys in this habitat, so I wanted to make sure that there were lots of different points they could go for a drink or food. So we've already put in the feeding platforms and such. And then I decided to do something a bit fun with the entrance. This entrance was just a bit boring for my liking, so we decided to put in a bit of a sort of South American temple style archway here. With our little monkeys about. These, I love these little like decorative monkeys. They're really cute. So I decided to go with Hanging with Dave as the name of the exhibit, because this habitat is dedicated to my brother David, who bought me a couple of the packs for Christmas. Thank you so much, David, and I really hope you like this build, all these monkeys just for you. And I'll also be doing a Nile monitor habitat for you because you bought me 2 packs. So you deserve 2 habitats. So yeah, we're just making a custom information board now for the capuchin monkeys, which we'll use throughout the habitat. Yeah, it's very similar, honestly, to the one I made for the last capuchin monkey habitat, but just a little bit of variation. I decided to put an actual like editable sign at the bottom there that says capuchin monkeys. So yeah, and we put this around the place on some of the trees, and I give it a little bit of a stand so that it actually looks like it would be attached to the tree or to the ground, because later on we put some a little bit further down. So yeah, making sure the guests can have all the information that they could need about the capuchin monkeys. And obviously we're going to put some donation bins about as well, so they can donate if they want to, which is nice. So the capuchin monkeys in this game are really cute. We're going to get them in very soon, and then we'll make sure that they can access everything. I do have to make a couple of adjustments, not very many, but just a couple of adjustments to make sure they can access the climbing equipment at the front there. I think I needed to put in a few more climbable logs. So this is where I realised that I missed out a little bit of fencing, so I'm just finishing that off. It'll take a second. And then I think we're getting the monkeys in very soon. I decided to name all the monkeys, of course, after my brother David, but since he doesn't have a significant other at the moment, I decided that the lady Capuchin monkeys would be called Doris. So the monkeys are all called David and Doris, just for a bit of fun. And again, if I build you a habitat for whatever animal you would like, then I shall name them after you. Or if you have any other names you would like me to give them, then you can absolutely let me know what you would like, and I'll name them that. So this is me just making sure that their monkeys have access to these climbing areas, and now they do. They've got access to everything now, which is really cool. So we get the monkeys in now, and the guests start coming in to see them, which is really nice. Then we're pretty much at the end of the habitat now. We're gonna go and have a look ourselves. We're gonna walk through the habitat a little bit. They've got such great sounds, these monkeys. I love the way they sound. It's very realistic. One of the best things about Planet Zoo is the realism. Like the animals themselves look so real, and they make their animal behaviours and their noises are so realistic. It's really cool. So we're just gonna get into a better position so we can see what's going on and walk through the habitat a little bit, which is exciting. We're going to spot a few monkeys running about, David and Doris. Here we go, Tejacam, so we can follow as though we were a guest. If you don't know that, if you change the name of one of the guests to Tejacam, then it will allow you to walk around at the height of a guest, following paths and things like that, which is really cool. So you can kind of see from your guest's perspective, walk around your exhibit, which is really nice. So you can see a few of the monkeys down on the ground there. They haven't fully started exploring the enclosure yet because they've only just got in here, but there's a few of them about. I have to move the food enrichment items that I had kept on that path there because the keepers couldn't access them, which doesn't make any sense to me. It's literally on a path. The keeper could definitely access it, but I suppose because the path is inside the habitat, but it doesn't come from the staff entrance or something, I don't know. For whatever reason, they decided they couldn't access them, so I had to move them, which is a bit frustrating. But there you can see we changed all the names, just like I said, and we're gonna have a look at our little monkeys. So cute. We'll slow them right down here. There we go. That's better. And you can just think how cool it would be, walking along the path and just seeing a little monkey. So cute. And like I said, their favourite thing is to climb along these ropes, so very cool. Playing with each other, which is really cute. Yeah. Like I said, there are a lot of monkeys in this habitat. I can't remember exactly how many, but there's definitely I'd say maybe 20 or more. But they like living in large groups, so that's good. Anyway, we're nearly at the end of the video, so I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below if you want me to build you a habitat. Let me know what animal you would like, and I'll be happy to put it into this dedication zoo. David, thank you once again for buying me the packs. I really hope you like this habitat. And I hope to be building you an almond habitat soon as well. And yes, so next episode will hopefully be the Bengal tiger habitat. So I'm going to leave you here just to hang out with the monkeys for a little bit longer, but thank you so much for watching. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it, comment down below if you want me to build you something, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!